Dear children, today we have to learn the chapter number 3, the continuous of chapter number 3. One next topic is the Jain temples. Jain temples, Derasara. It means Jain Mandiro, Derasara. Jain temple are found at the various places of India. What they have to given that, dear children? They have to given that the Jain temples are found at the various places of India. Now, what they have to say that? They have to say that the Weber at Rajguru, after the Vipulachal, Ratnagiri, Udaygiri, and Shramangiri. These all are the name of the main 5 Jain temple. Which are the main 5 Jain temple, dear children? One is a Rajguru, Weber, Vipulachal, Ratnagiri, Udaygiri, Shramangiri. These all are the main 5 Jain temples. There is Siddh Kshetra. What they have to say that? There is the Siddh Kshetra of the pilgrimage in Samvet Shikharji. There is a Siddh Kshetra pilgrimage in the Samvet Shikharji, Bihar, and it is known as a Madhuvan. After Adinath Bhagwan and other 20 Tirthakara attain the Nirvana. What they have to say that, dear children? They have to say that the Adi Bhagwan and other 20 Tirthakara attain the Nirvana. And there are the temple of Abhinandanathji. There are the temple of the Abhinath Nanji and the Paschat Nanji. There are the name of the temple. In same way, the Bhagwan Mahavir reach here and many sagas attain the salvation. It means moksha. What they have to say that? They have to say that here the Bhagwan Mahavir reach here and many saga attain the salvation. It means the moksha. There is a Jain temple at the Palitana and Shankheshwar. What they have to say that? They say that there is a Jain temple at Palitana and Shankheshwar temple at Panchsara in Gujarat, where there is a Jain temple at Palitana and Sankheshwar temple at the Panchsara in Gujarat. Now, Jain temple of Delwara in Mount Abu and the Ranakpur in the Rajasthan are excellent and wonderful form of the construction of carving, artistic skill and the sculpture point of view. What they have to say that? They have to say that whatever the Jain temple of the Delwara in Mount Abu as well the Ranakpur in the Rajasthan are so much excellent and wonderful for the best construction of the carving, architect skill as well as the cultural point of view. Especially Delwara temple of the Abu, which have been constructed by the minister of Vimal Shah, are the Vimal Vasahi, and that's why that is known as the Vimal Vasahi. And other minister Vastupal constructed the Luna Vasahi are excellent example of the sculpture. What they have to say that? They have to say that in the Delwara temple of the Abu was constructed by the minister of the Vimal Shah, and that's why it is known as a Vimal Vasahi. And other minister Vastupal constructed the Luna Vasani are excellent example of the sculpture. These are the constructed with the white marble. This all things was constructed with which colors of the marble? With the white marble they was constructed. They are the famous of India as well as the abroad because of their attractive minutes and the architect's works of the sculpture. Now this temple was so much famous into the India as well as the abroad. So the people are attracted to this temple as well as the work of the sculpture. This temple are wonderful and the memorable gift of the Jain religion. And this temple are wonderful as well as the memorable gift for the Jain religion to the Indian culture. Jain temple are worldwide famous due to their art and sculpture and architecture. What they have to say that, dear children? They have to say that the Jain temple are worldwide famous. So why the Jain temple are the worldwide famous? Due to their art, sculpture as well as their architecture. So now they have to given about the Sun temple of the Modhera. What they have to given that our next topic, Sun temple of Modhera. It means Modhera nu Surya Mandir. Modhera temple in Gujarat, Mehsana district was built in 1026 AD. Dear children, what they have to given that? They have to given that Modhera temple in Gujarat, in which district? In Mehsana district was built in 1026 AD during the reign of the Solanki king Bhimdev I. In which period the Sun Temple of Modhera was constructed? The Sun Temple of Modhera was constructed and built in 1026, the region of the Solanki king Bhimdev I. In this temple, a gem was studded in the middle of the crown of the sun god. What they have to say that? They have to say that in this temple, a gem it means Ratna, money, was sudden in the middle of the crown of the sun god. The entrance gate of the eastern side of this temple is constructed in such way that the first ray of sun falls directly on the gem and become of it. What they have to say that, dear children? Here, the entrance gate on the eastern side of this temple is constructed in such a way that the first ray of the sun was falls directly on the gems and become of it. The entire sanctum is a light of. What they have to say that this entire sanctum it means pavitra sthan. It is light up and creating the divine atmosphere. Which kind of the atmosphere they was created? They was created about the divine atmosphere, Bhakti Bhav. 12 different image of sun god and erotic sculpture are seen. What they have to say that? Here we have to see the 12 different image of sun gods as well as the erotic it means shungar of sculpture are seen in this temple. The carving of this temple is done in Iranian school of art. Which one? The carving of this temple is done in Iranian school of the art. It means in Irani Shaili. There are 108 small temples surrounding the outside the tank, which create the pleasant sight of the dusk and dawn. What they have to say that? They have to say that here there are near 108 small temple are surrounding outside of that tank, which create the pleasure sight of dusk as well as the dawn. It means here we have to see the beautiful picture of this all the temples. After they have to given about the medieval architecture. Medieval architecture it means Madhyakalin Sthapatya. What was the meaning of the medieval architecture? Medieval architecture it means Madhyakalin Sthapatya. The architecture of Moscow, minarets, royal palaces, bridges and inns, etc. are seen in the medieval age. Dear children, what was the meaning of the inns? Inns it means Musafar Khanu, Pavitra Sthan, that is known as a inns, are seen in the medieval age. Kutubuddin Aibak built the Kutub Minar. Who built the Kutub Minar, dear children? Kutubuddin Aibak built, it means constructed the Kutub Minar. And Quwat ul Islam, Moscow. Similarly, the Moscow name was Dai Dinka Chopra. What they have to given there? That name is Dai Dinka Chopra. Was built by Kutubuddin Aibak, and this was built by the Kutubuddin Aibak in Ajmer. Second one they have to given about the Bengal. What they have to given there? They have to given about the Bengal. Here, Adina Moscow at Pandua region of the Bengal, tomb of Jalauddin Muhammad Shah and the Tantri Para Moscow were constructed. What they have to say that? Here, the Jalauddin Muhammad Shah and their Tanti Pada Moscow, you know very well about that Moscow, it means masjid, were constructed. This region developed in own special style in the field of the architecture. Next one is a Jaunpur. Which one? Jaunpur. Sultan of Turkey built a Atala Moscow. What? The Sultan of the Turkey built a Atala Moscow. It means Atala Masjid. There is an artistic grills around the dome. There is a artistic grills around them. And the wall and the ceiling are decorated with many Indian design, including the lotus. What they have to say that, dear children? They have to say that the wall and the ceiling are decorated with many Indian design, including lotus. After next one they have to given about the Malwa. Peculiar style of Mandu building is seen under the protection of the Sultana. What they have to say that? They have to say that peculiar style of the Mandu building is seen under the protection of the Sultana. Many such tomb have been created over there. The use and impressive domes and carving of balcony in this structure are attractive. What they have to say that the use as well as the impressive domes are carving their balcony in this structure as well as they are so much attractive. So the tomb of Hoshengsha, what they have to say that the tomb of the Hoshangasha is completely made of the marble in Indian style, and that's why what happened that whatever the tomb it means you know very well, tomb it means makbara of Hoshangasha is completely made up of marble in the Indian style. And after next one they have to given that other provisions it means Anya Pranto. Beside this, the ruler of Kashmir and Bahamani built the dome of the Bijapur. What they have to given that, dear children? They have to given that beside of this, ruler of the Kashmir and Bahamani built dome in the Bijapur, and building at Gidar and God Gumbaj. What they have to given that? After they have to say the declare about the Gulab Gani and the Madrasa at the Muhammad Gawa temple of the Hampi Vithala. What they have to say that, dear children? They have given that whatever the Muhammad Gawa has done, this all things we have to see that. And after they also describe about that in Bijapur we have to see about the gold, it means in the circular kind of the gold gumbaja, and that's why the Swami and Hajar Rama of the Gopuram and architect's pillar are well known of the Vijayanagar Empire, and this all are the best example of the Gopuram architect's pillar, well known for the Vijayanagar Empire. After, dear children, they have to given about the information of the architectures of the Gujarat. Which one? Architectures of Gujarat. It means the Gujaratni Sthapatya Kala. Architectures of Gujarat, it means Gujaratni Sthapatya Kala. Sculpture and architecture of Gujarat include the temple of the various religions. What they have to say that whatever the sculpture in the architecture, so it means Silp Sthapatya Kala of the Gujarat include the temple of the various religion, Moscow, Vihara of the Buddhist religion, Mott, Stup, Chaitya, cave temple, Jain temple. So same way, beside this, the different types of building was constructed useful for the society, and that's why this kind of the whatever the building was constructed, this building was useful and constructed for the society, like royal palaces, forts, after domes. You know very well what was the meaning of domes. Domes it means gumbaj, gate, kirtistam, tower of the fame, inch it means century, after upsiara, visama, vrahana, skylight it means charuko, watchtower, arches, whale, step whale, lakes, and the ponds. These all things are the best example of the architecture of the Gujarat. And same way, the figure of the animal and the bird are the most beautiful, magnificent structure. What they have to say that in this all the places there was the figure of the animal and the birds are the more beautiful and magnificent structure of that. Dear children, this is the image of the Kirti Toran of the Vadnagara. Here you have to see the whole kind of the work of the architecture architecture. So same way here they have to given the image of the Somnath temple. Which one? Somnath temple. Now dear children, first of all we have to learn about the temple, and you know meaning about the temple. Temple it means mandir. In the religious field, the temple of the different religion have been built in the Gujarat. What they have to given the dear children? They have to say that in the religion field, the temple of the different religion have been built in the Gujarat. They are the temple of Bhadrakali, after the Gita Mandir, Ved temple, Jagannath temple, same way Ranchol Rajji temple in Dakor, Sun Temple, Modhera, Hatkeshwar Mahadev Temple, વડનગર અંબાજી ટેમ્પલ, શામળાજી ટેમ્પલ, સોમનાથ ટેમ્પલ. This is the picture of the Somnath temple. After Jagat temple of the Dwarka, Bahucharaji temple, Mahakali temple at the Pavagadh, Swaminarayan temple, Brahmaji temple at the Khed Brahma, Khodial Mataji temple at the Bhavnagar, and the mud of the Ashapura at the Kutch. These all are the best example of the temple who are these all temple are to be located into the Gujarat state. So here what they have to given, that they have to given about the example of the religious field of the temple of the different religion have built into the Gujarat. Now after they have to given about the Moscow. Moscow, you know very well that it means the masjid. Jama Masjid near Teen Darwaja in Ahmedabad. Sultan Ahmad Shah I built this. Who built this? The Jama Masjid near Teen Darwaja. The Sultan Ahmad Shah I was built the Jama Masjid at the Teen Darwaja. In Moscow in 1421 AD, it has 260 pillars and 15 domes. What they have to say that here? It has 260 pillars and 15 domes. Other structure include Siddhi Sayyad grill with minute carving. Siddhi Sayyad grill with the minute, it means minor in the small carving. Rosa of the Sarkhet, Shaking Towers of the Ahmedabad, Mosque of the Queen, ch-3, which is also known as a Mosque of Nagina, and that's why it is known as the Mosque of Nagina. And Jama Masjid at Champaner, there are the many such mosques in the big cities of the Gujarat. So these all are the example of the mosque who are, these all are located into the Gujarat. After they have to given about the example of the Jain temple, it means Jain Derasar, Jain Mandir. Jain temple of the Hathi Shin and Jain temple of the Hathi Shin and Kumbhariyaji. What they have to say that of the Kumbhariyaji, Shankheshwar, after Siddhgiri and Shatrujayagiri of the Palitana, etc. are the quite well known from the sculpture, architecture and carving point of view. So that's why they have to given that the Hathi Singh, Jain Derasar, Kumbhariyaji, Shankheshwar, Siddhgiri and Shatrujayagiri of the Palitana are the best example of our sculpture, architecture and the carving. After they have to given about the step wells of the Gujarat. Which one? Step well of the Gujarat. Step well of Gujarat, it means Gujarati Bhav. Step well of Adalaj. Step well of Dada Hari. Which one? Step well of Adalaj, step well of Dada Hari, it means Harini Vav in Ahmedabad. Ranini step well at Patana. This is the most important question. Rani ki Vav is located into the Patana. After Hira Bhagod at Dabhoi. Which one? Dabhoi. Hira Bhagod at Dabhoi. Very splendor example of the step well Vav constructed. Same way, apart from this, there are the many best specimen in the field of the architecture. What they have to say that apart from this, whatever we are learning the previous temple, mosque, Jain temple, step wells of the Gujarat, apart from them, so many other things also the best example of the architecture they have to given. Like example, they have to given about the fort of Vadra, Teen Darwaja of Naginwadi, after Kankaliya Lake, Ahmedabad Kankaliya Talav, Rudra Mahalay, Siddhpur, Sahstraling Lake, Patan, and Chori of Shambraji, after Sambandhi of Tanariri, Samadhi of the Tanariri, Kirti Toran, Vadnagar, Munsar Lake, Viramgam, Malav Lake, Dholka. These all are the best example of the architectures of the Gujarat. These art add to the dignity and glory of the Gujarat. What they have to say that, dear children? They have to say that whatever this art is there, this art add the dignity and will add the glory of the Gujarat. It means we have to feel the pride of our Gujarat. And today the Gujarat is shining like a star in the world map. And today, presently, we can say that today the Gujarat shine like a star in the world map because of its the art of the sculpture of the architecture and the carving. And this is because of the art of the sculpture. You know very well about the sculpture. It means the shield, and the architecture. It means sthapatya. So same way, because of that, now we are the famous for the world map because of our sculpture and the architecture carving. See, dear children, this is the image of the step well of the Adalaj. Same way, here the linear sketches of the Moscow of the architectures.